Welcome to episode 11 of the Filmotomy podcast. My name is Robin Wright, the editor-in-chief at Filmotomy.com. None of the regulars can be with us today. I'm joined by two very special guests, I've been asked to say. If you can both introduce us, we'll start with Susan. If you'd just like to introduce yourself, please.
Okay, I'm Susan Wloszczyna. I used to work at USA Today for many, many years, covering film and being a critic, and now I freelance, and my main site that I write for is RogerEbert.com and several others, and I just started writing reviews for the Washington Post as a freelancer, so I'll tout that. So
Brilliant.
It seems to be in line with the season, since the Post is a film that might be in the running.
Yes, absolutely. And Erik?
I'm Erik Anderson. I'm the founder and owner of AwardsWatch.com. I don't have quite as illustrious career as Susan, but I've just kind of been at this with AwardsWatch for 4.5 years. But before that, lots of activity with Awards Daily, Oscar Watch before that, and Gold Derby.
Excellent. Well, welcome both.
Yeah, I do Gold Derby too. So.
Yeah.
Now, I participate at Gurus of Gold and Gold Derby, the predicting side of it. And, so I have to make a choice, like on a weekly basis, of what things are leading the pack or not. But I don't know why, but I keep feeling Dunkirk might win just because, and the problem is Christopher Nolan, you probably know this, he doesn't like to promote this sort of stuff. So he kind of always keeps a lower profile than most directors, promoting their work. And of course it came out, in the summer and everything, people pretty much know. And I think they brought it back, or they are going to bring it back to the big screen one more time. But it just seems like, out of all of these, it's just, it's such an immense, project that he pulled off. And it did very well in theaters. And it sort of is this, there's a whole Dunkirk theme in movies, coming out at the end of the year with Churchill and what's the other one?
Darkest Hour.
Darkest Hour. And it's sort of like, I don't know, it seems the most Oscar-y movie to me, but if they feel that given the nature of this year that they want to go for something more personal than big, I don't know if this is the year they would go for that, so...
Yeah, I know. Go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
It's weird because Dunkirk, since the summer, has been sort of like a default front runner, and everybody would kind of just had it there as a placeholder until, we got to the fall festivals, and then that would help, shape where we were going. And then that turned out to not really give us a front runner like it has before. And then the Globes and SAG came out, and that was hopefully going to help clear things up for us, and it hasn't that much.
No.
I mean, for me, it has. I really think there's only 3 potential Best Picture winners happening, period. I don't think Dunkirk is one. I don't think The Post really is either. I feel like Dunkirk is much more a narrative to get Nolan director nomination that he hasn't had yet, and I do think he'll get it.
I think he's likely to get a director without, this has been going on for a while, but they don't match up more. So
the split between picture and director this decade, and especially the last 5 years, has been pretty immense. But and that used to be the big connection in the past of picture and director. But what it is now is picture and screenplay. And Dunkirk is not winning screenplay. It's probably not even getting nominated. Which, when I start... when I start combining things together, and looking at momentum in my mind, the only things that can really win, because you've also got the screenplay connection as well as SAG and everything else, is Lady Bird, Get Out, and Three Billboards. And
I
then
would say,
when you look at that, then you have to look at the films that are divisive, or potentially divisive, and things that are not. And I think that, for me, removes Three Billboards out, because it's now being kind of hit with a lot of think pieces and controversy over how it tackles race and police violence. So then that just leaves Lady Bird and Get Out, both of which have incredible narratives with this year socially and politically, as well as with the very drastically and dramatically changing Academy.
But Lady Bird is starting to make me think that might go and win, and it might win director. And if Nolan doesn't get in for director, DGA, or with the Academy, that's definitely over then. But it looks to me like Lady Bird. I don't know. It's just to wrap up. Do you have any sort of hunches, surprises that you think will get in at the last hour? Is there any? It could be personal. It could be whatever you want. But is there anything you think they might, like Carell did with with the SAG? Is there anything like that when it comes to the Academy Award nominations? You think they might sneak in?
I'm kind of doing a little bit, in at least with this, some hope dicting, in that maybe Leslie Manville or Vicky Krieps from Phantom Thread can get in. I think Best Actress is going to be a much harder one to get in, but she would be a perfect nominee. Leslie Manville, I think, might stand a chance.
Yeah. Leslie Manville was married to Gary Oldman at one point.
I know.
That would be a nice reunion.
It would be an interesting reunion.
Do they still get on? Do they still get along? I don't know.
And Daniel Day-Lewis has a decent track record of bringing in his supporting actresses when he's nominated. So I look at Leslie Manville as a potential. Again, it's such a late in the game thing that there's, unless enough people in the Academy see it and are like, yes, absolutely, it would be really tough for Leslie Manville to get in. But I can see it.
It'll be the supporting categories where there's any surprises, I think, because there's still kind of 3 slots available in each one, if that makes sense. There's two absolute solid, they're nailed on, but there's 3 slots where you can just sneak in, if you get that little bit of last minute momentum, or just, you never know. It depends when they're watching.
I think supporting actor is going to be one of the most interesting things to watch, because every year we're kind of wondering when we'll have 2 supporting actors from the same film again, because we haven't since 1992. And this year we have 3 movies, all with potential for that to happen. And like we were talking about earlier on the podcast, Woody Harrelson's SAG nomination really kind of puts him and Sam Rockwell out in front of that possibly happening.
Yeah, definitely.